Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here for the return of another series of the channel that we used to do way back in the day with GTA. Now GTA has a long history being put on the channel way back to 2015, maybe even 2014 a little bit. We played GTA on the channel, and recently we've made the return to our race playlist with the meme, which we revived with a series we did from 2016 to 2018. Recently brought that back at the end of 2019. And I figured, what else is another great GTA series that I did? Now, I love talking about different types of cars, for real, and I figured another cool thing was talk about cars in GTA. So back in 2015, I launched a series called Car Profile, where we take a look at each car for about 5 to 10 minutes, go over some of the cool things about it and what I really enjoy about it. We've done a bunch of cars: the Sterling GT, the Dukes, Chino Lowrider, Albany Frankenstein, I don't remember that car, Shafter V12, Verlier, Tampa, FMJ, Windsor Drop, XLS Armored, X80 Proto, Tyrus, Tropos Rally, Contender, RE7B, and Itale GTB. The last one being the Proton Itale GTB back in 2017. So I figure, why not bring it back now? And that's exactly what I've done. Today's video is Car Profile, episode number 17, the Benefactor Kreiger. Now, the Krieger is one of my favorite cars in the game. Actually, at the moment, it is my favorite car. Now, I never did a car profile on my old favorite car, the Progen T20, which I never did. I never felt like I should do a car profile on my favorite car. But I figured a great way to come back is to look at my favorite of all the cars in the game, the Benefactor Kreiger. Now, this here is based off of the Mercedes-Benz AMG 1, or Project 1, something like that. This car, for real, Mercedes took their Mercedes AMG F1 team engine and tried to put it into a road car. Kind of a hard concept to do, between taking a F1 engine, purely meant for racing, and kind of hard to start, as they're really meant to start just for racing, so there's a whole process to start the car. And then, put that into a road car. So in GTA, of course, Mercedes is benefactor, so they made that into the Krieger. Now let's take a look here at the vehicle with the doors open, which is really cool. I love how the doors open on this car. Gold wing doors are super awesome. That is a very, very cool look. So let's get into it and drive it around. I got it silver, of course, because it is a Mercedes. You can't have a Mercedes without it being silver. And we do have the stripe along it for the German flag. It is a German car. Now, this is the most expensive supercar you can buy in the game. $2.875 million. And it gets up to speed very, very quickly. It is a super, super quick car, and honestly, it handles the corners so well, and there's just so many things about this car that I really enjoy. Just driving it in general is just so much fun. Now, one thing I do on this car is a special horn. I don't typically put horns on cars, but this one here, there's an exception. Yes. Lamim and I, when we used to play back in the day, when we had our Entity, well, he had his Entity XF and I had my Zentorno. We used to have those horns and we drive around and use them all the time. So recently he rebought the, or not rebought, but he bought the Entity XXR and put that horn on it. So I figured, you know what, my favorite car to drive at the moment is this, the Krieger, so we'll put that on it. Now let's head to Los Angeles Customs and take a look at some of the customizations you can do to this car. A little bit different than maybe what you can do to what I have set up on it. I have the current just basic wings that it comes with. It's kind of Rockstar's version of the wings that this car actually has. It kind of has one big wing from the top going through the middle. So Rockstar kind of replicated that and put two little ones on the side that look similar to that. Of course, to make the car look a little bit different, but as close to the Project 1 as they could. Now my car does have the orange lights underneath it, and it also has orange headlights, which you can get customized at the Arena War Arena. So your designs, you can go with some different exhausts if you don't want them up top. Now I think it looks great up top, but you can go with some down here as well. For the hood, I have the stock hood, but you can go with some carbon. You can take out the little bit in the middle, or you can just go with just, carbon vents. But I like having it all silver with the German flag over it. Livery-wise, you can go for white stripes, black stripe, obviously German flag. You can get this fancy little designs on it as well. You make it more into a race car, put some sponsors on it as well, if you want to. But again, I like the German flag. I think it's really a great touch. Also for skirts, if you want, you can just do the stock one, which doesn't have the same paint to it. But if you add primary, it does add the livery to it as well, which is very cool. Spoiler-wise, you can go with this. You can remove the fins and just have nothing, which looks kind of cool as well. You have some big spoilers on it. One that sort of carries with the flag. We can do really big spoilers, like even higher up, I believe. Yeah, these are higher up spoilers and held a little bit further out. These are competition ones, so they race a little differently. And you can have these massive wings, but again, one that also mounts further down the car, higher up. There's 14 different wing options. Now, I prefer the none category, which basically is the stock wings. Also for wheels, I just have the standard wheels, but you can sort of go with whatever you want. And that's really the main customization you can do with the Krieger. Now to take it out on the road and just throw it around a little bit, let's see how it performs. Let's head up the coast road on the left. Up to speed very, very quick. Got very good brakes as well. Of course, I have the highest level of brakes and all the full regular upgrades. I don't have to go through and show you that because, well, I went into more so the modifications you can make to the car than the normal upgrades. It's always great when I record videos without having water. I should know this. I've done this for almost 8 years. I should know, hey, have something to drink when you're recording. But no, I don't. It's really great after doing a 3-hour live stream too and having anything to drink in that time period. Pretty much. So here we go. Up the coast road we head. This car, really, really good. I mean, you can see how it takes these turns so nice. It is so fast, and it overall, I believe, is ranked as the 5th best supercar in the game. I always use, what do I use? What do I use? What's the website called? Oh, not that one. This one. GTAbase.com. Does have the Krieger ranked as the 5th best car. That's what I was used to sort of decide what cars I want to buy and use. I like the way that they do it. I prefer having a combination of acceleration, handling, braking, and top speed in the decision to buy a car. Not necessarily just saying, what is the top speed of a car, which a lot of people like to do. It's just what car has the top speeds the best. When overall, I don't think that's the way you should necessarily decide to buy a car. So, I mean, sure, if you're doing like all-out racing, sure, but if you want to have a really, really well-performing car all around, I think you got to go for more than just the top speed. Now, obviously, the Krieger here is a very, very quick car, very agile car. I'm not really sure how it does on wall rides and loopings. In our live stream, Lamine did use his Krieger on wall rides and looping. I do prefer the XA21 for things like that. But the Krieger seemed to perform pretty well. He did end up winning the race. He had to throw the stunts and stuff earlier than me. But I'm not necessarily sure how overall it performs in stunts. I haven't used it. I don't know if it'd be the best car, the go-to choice, but it didn't seem terrible when he used it. But the other day in a stunt, it didn't perform as well. So I wouldn't necessarily use it for stunts, and if you're trying to do like skill test races, I definitely would not say to use it, but if you're doing a simple loop or a simple wall ride, go ahead and try it. So now, of course, the good test of any car that Lamim and I would test back in the day was, can it make it up Mount Chiliad? That was always a way that we would test a car. We'd always buy new cars, and we'd spend so much time in this area going up Mount Chiliad with our cars, racing up it. Our new vehicles. We'd either race from the LSIA or we'd go from somewhere down here and head up Mount Chiliad with our cars and then drive them off. So that's what we're going to do in this car profile, because I figure what's a better way to return to a series than doing old stuff, which for some reason playing GTA has sort of been, let's do old things that we used to do in this game, because I guess a lot of this game really meant a lot. We used to play it so much, and to come back to it in the past few months has been really, really fun. Oh god, what did I hit? Now, we've looked at a lot of benefactors in this series over the years. Sterling GT, the Shafter V12, the XLS, and now the Krieger. So 17 episodes, 4 of them have been benefactors. Then I feel like potentially carrying on with the series, there could be one more, the Schlagen GT, in the future. But for now, we're taking the Krieger up Mount Chiliad. The first time taking this car up here. It's really cool. I've always loved driving the cars at Mount Chiliad. It used to be so much fun back then. We did it the other day with our trucks. I had the Dubs to 6x6, and he had the car 4x4, and that was really, really awesome. That was just bringing back a lot of memories of back in the day what we used to do. So overall, I would say if you are interested in buying a supercar, I would definitely advise you to buy the Krieger. I think that the Krieger is such a nice car and it performs so well. Granted, it does cost $2.8 million, almost 2.9. Like, you're getting close to 2.9. With modifications, this car is going to cost you 3.4, 3.3. Like, it's going to set you back some money, but it is such a great car to drive. If you watch this channel recently with our GTA content, you see this car quite frequently in our race playlists and in our live streams. Like, I pull this car out so often. It's honestly, since buying it, has been so much fun, and it very quickly became my favorite car. I didn't think that there would really be a time that I would have another car, maybe besides the T20, that I would say, this is my favorite car, but genuinely I can say the Krieger is my favorite car in the game. And it's such an amazing car. Another thing that I gotta say, I am so impressed by this game, just in general, like looking so much at the stuff. Not playing for a while, I'm coming back. I'm just so impressed that a game from 2013, slightly upgraded in 2014, how amazing this view is right here at night. That you can see the entire city lit up way off in the distance. And you can zoom with your sniper and see it in pretty good detail. Like, that's so impressive to me. Back to the Krieger, though. Oh, I don't want that, I want this. Let's finish up this video with the Krieger. Drive it off Mount Chiliad for the one time. Down to Pluto Bay we go. The Benefactor Kreiger. $2.8 million of Mercedes flying down a hill. Oh, God. Yes. Gotta make sure you don't land it wrong. You do not want to destroy your car. The good thing is in GTA they limited the amount that it would cost to repair your car to $20,000. It's getting pretty high up there at almost $30,000 to get back some cars. So I'm glad they did limit that. Krieger held up pretty well with its damages as well. But you'd want to get that fixed. You would definitely want to get that fixed. So that's where we're going to wrap up today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed the return here to this series. It's pretty fun car profile series. I own so many cars in this game now. We could do car profiles every week for the next, like, I don't know, however many weeks. Because all the cars that I go car profiles on, like, I only own one of those, or two of those still. I recently rebought the Sterling GT and the tires. Like, most of the cars that I car profiles on, 14 and 16, I do not own anymore. So, there's a lot of opportunities to do car profiles. I'd love to get to do one on the T20. That's one that somehow just got skipped. I'd also love to do some other ones in the Pagani Toros. The car based on the Lamborghini Urus could be cool. There's just a bunch of cool cars that I'd love to make car profiles on and talk to you guys about. But that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed episode number 17 of Car Profile, the first one since January of 2017. So it's been a while. We're here in January 2020 doing one. And real quick, before we do wrap up, I do want to say that it is interesting that the last car profile went up on January 11th. Okay? Now, even though this video will not be going up until January 22nd, I am recording it on January 14th. So it's very interesting that it's a couple days apart from that episode. It's also interesting that the time that I was sitting in this game in my Sterling GT thinking we should bring back car profiles, and that happens to be the car that I did the first episode about. Very, very interesting connections there, to say the least. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Again, like I've said probably 3 times already, and we'll see you guys in the next one.